You know you want it. You know you want it. Yes, I do.
So, you like money, and you don't want to spend 20 of the 24 hours in your day working for it. Welcome to this video. I am Gemma Laurel, and firstly, I want to thank Esperanza. It's because of your comment on my other video about moving apartments in Sydney that I am now creating this video. So I'm going to share exactly what I do, where I invest, how much I earn. And the fun thing is you can start investing without having a ton of money, like what I did. Because learning how to take charge and grow your money is so much fun. And it gives you hope that you don't have to spend the rest of your life eating shit at your day job. When you're aiming for something like financial freedom, which is one of my goals, it means you've got a North Star that's guiding you, and it gives you that hope so that you can actually take it up the wazoo from life a little bit easier. Ultimately, what I'm aiming for, and I think is a great strategy for anyone, is to have multiple streams of income. You're not trying to make every investment a home run. You want your money to come in trickles from many different sources. Those trickles turn into streams, which turn into whitewater rapids. So just start small, be consistent, be patient, and then you'll start to see the results begin to compound. There are three main categories that I invest in. Why only three that I'm sharing in this video? Well, firstly, these ways of investing are relatively stable. I prefer more of a balanced risk to reward ratio. I'm not going to be suggesting you invest in cryptocurrencies at this point in time because two, these are proven methods. I have been investing this way for a number of years. They pay me consistently, regularly. These work. And I encourage you to check out, do your own research on all of the websites and the investments that I'm talking about here, because you need to feel confident and informed about what you are doing. It creates that momentum, you see a bit of progress, and then you put more money in. Probably goes without saying, but you need to go and speak to your accountant or your financial advisor. I am not one of those people. I literally figured this out by myself, and these have worked, and this is why I'm sharing it. And thirdly, if I go into all of the ways I invest, this video would be over 3 hours long, so I'm just going to give you the top 3 ways that I invest. Real estate. Now I know you're going to think, well, I can't really buy a property for $1,000. No, but you can buy a fraction of a property. And while I'm talking about property, many Australians have that great Australian dream of owning your own home. I don't have that dream because I don't see a home as bringing me any income. So I'm thinking, I'd rather own a home and rent it out and then have that stream of income. But also there's no scale in owning one home because if the tenants move out, you've lost your cash flow. So I'm looking for ways that I can invest that are spread out, stable. If tenants move out, it's not going to be the end of my cash flow. Plus, I just see some downsides with owning one home because not only do you have to cough up a lot of cash to be able to buy the first property, particularly in Australia, if you look at the rates right now, we're standing out for all the wrong reasons sometimes. But then you're also going to have to deal with the tenants. So they will slip over in the shower and then sue you because they say the bathtub was too slippery, or they'll call you up in the middle of the night because they blocked the toilet. These kind of things you're going to have to deal with. Of course, you can hire a property manager to take care of all those headaches for a fee, but I prefer to do this. For less money and way less headaches, there are 3 ways that I invest in real estate. Firstly, crowdfunding. Secondly, REITs, R-E-I-Ts, real estate investment trusts. Thirdly, partnering with others, also known as syndicates. Before I dive into these 3 ways of investing, I'm going to flag that I only invest in USA properties right now. Why? Because the annual rate of returns are fantastic and the minimum deposits are smaller. I aim for about 6 to 9% annual return on my investments. The USA also have something called multi-family apartments. These are big blocks of apartment complexes and they rent it out to families, as you can imagine, and also probably in the mid to high income earning brackets. We don't really have that kind of scale here in Australia. I did try to search around. I called a number of property agencies in Victoria, Queensland and New South Wales, and I either got a lukewarm response or a no, sorry, we don't have those kind of properties here. So I just went, stuff this, I'm just investing in USA market. So where do I go? Firstly, crowdfunding. These are where you can invest on websites. There aren't a lot of them in Australia. There are websites like Domacom and VentureCrowd, but their minimums are $25,000 or $2,500 respectively. And also the annual return on investment is lower in Australia. But this is where the USA has an amazing spread of offerings. Yield Street. This is a multi-asset class fund, which includes real estate investments. They pay out an 8% distribution rate. That's really good. They pay you quarterly, so every 3 months, I get money in. The minimum deposit is $500, that's US dollars, so it's going to be a little bit more in Australian dollars when you convert. But compare that to your measly 0.05% bank interest rate standard in your savings account that you'll get. So for example, if you invested $1,000 in Yield Street, you'll probably get around $80 annually, compared to 50 cents that you'll get paid annually for the same amount in your savings account. I'm not even going to touch on inflation here as a topic because that will explode this video to another 2 hours. There is another site that I'm eyeballing at the moment, Ground Floor. This is where you can lend money to people who are building or renovating properties over in the US. And then after that is done, after they've successfully built or renovated their property, then you'll get a chunk of money on top of your investment. I haven't delved into that yet, but Google that and check it out because that's something else I'm looking at as well. Another way of investing in real estate, a REIT. REIT, Real Estate Investment Trust. So you don't have to handle any of the tenants. You don't have to deal with any of the property management problems. I use a website called Realty Mogul. That's a public non-traded REIT. That is, it's not traded on the stock market. You deposit money online from your account. They invest it and manage it in a portfolio of commercial real estate investments. Then they pay you a monthly income of between 6 and 8% annually. So if you put in $1,000, you will get about $5 to $7 per month. Compare that again to your bank account, which would pay you about a whopping 4 cents a month. So you can just see the math adding up here. Like every time you get a bit of trickle income from different streams, it's all going to add up into your passive income. Gosh, passive income. It's not really passive when you've worked your ass off to get the money, but that's another topic. But basically you don't have to keep working at exchanging your time for $1 with these kind of investment strategies. Oh, hello. We have a visitor. Yeah. So Realty Mogul is the main one that I invest through. There are quite a lot of REITs on offering. Just go and Google that. There are also REITs on the stock exchange if that's your thing. Go and have a search. There's so much out there. This is what I didn't realize when I started. I went, why did nobody tell me that? Anyway, let it go. And the third way that I invest in real estate is by partnering with others, also known as a syndicate. This is where my real estate investing eyes were completely opened back in 2019 when I had the gift of receiving training from Grant Cardone and his team at Cardone Capital. Look up Cardone Capital. I'll drop a link below so you can check it out as well. Another side note here is that to grow your wealth, you have to start hanging around different people. People who are more successful than you, people who are wealthy, people who have values and integrity and want to help you also grow your wealth. You cannot hang around your ambition bankrupt friends and think that you're going to change. Your environment dictates your outcome. You need to just have the courage to reach out and start making new friends, start connecting with people. And it can be a little scary because you think these people are like multimillionaires, billionaires, but no, stuff that people reach a point when they have integrity and values. These wealthy people reach a point where they can't possibly spend all the money in their lifetime. They want to give back. And that's certainly what I've found. Not all rich people are assholes, and that's something that needs to be shifted. Okay, Tony Robbins' rant is over. So with Cardone Capital, they're based in Florida. They have the best customer service team that I have experienced. They have the top real estate investing and knowledgeable people on the team. Literally, Grant spends his life running around, like just Google, watch his YouTube, looking for property deals so that he can snap them up and then share the wealth with the investors. It's, I don't know, it's like having a pseudo husband, I guess. You know, somebody who's looking to look after you. That sounded really weird. I don't get paid to mention him or his companies. I do it because it just changed my life. Go and check it out. So all the properties that I invest in there, they all pay 6% annually. Every single month. And that's the other thing you'll find is not every single real estate investment, just got cat hair all over my face. Not every single real estate investment distribution is going to be paid monthly. It's quite rare. So with the Cardone properties, I've slammed about $30,000 into it. This is over years, by the way. So I started with just $1,000. It was like, they're tiny. I was saving up and scraping and living, like if you check out my other video on living on 80% of my income, there's a reason why I'm so budget conscious, is because you, especially now, you need to not spend, you need to invest it in assets so that you're not another topic. There are other websites out there and other ways to invest in real estate, but a lot of them require you to have a bigger investment amount, such as having $100,000 to invest in a fund, or you need to be what is called an accredited investor. And that's somebody who, and this is in American dollars, that's somebody who has a net worth of $1 million, or they earn $200,000 consecutively for at least 2 years. But I'm talking about investing with $1,000 or less, so I'm not going to go down that track in this video. One thing to take note of is because I'm investing in the USA market and I'm not an American citizen, what you have to do if you want to tap into those amazing resources is you need an American entity, because the US government needs to track who is investing, continual hair, who is investing in their country, and they need to know their customer. It's part of the rules and regulations. So the way I did that was I set up something called an LLC, a limited liability company. And I make all my investments through that company. It was cheap as to set up, it's cheap as to run. There's no real equivalent here in Australia. Again, there's just, I think we just don't have the volume of people and opportunities here, which is why I look to the US. It's just phenomenal.
God bless America.
I'd say the closest way you can describe an LLC is an ABN, like a sole trader business. That's the closest. It's not the same though, but it's the closest way to wrap your head around what an LLC is. I had to literally research and understand this all on my own. So I figured it out. I was fortunate to be able to work with people online to help me set up my LLC. Ooh, look, an email from Mr. African Manhood. No. I trusted the people to be able to help me do that, and they came through. It all worked out really well. It's all legal. It's all legit. See, the thing is, you want to pay the US taxes if if you need to pay the US taxes, because that's a whole other video. If you want me to go into the depth of how I set up my LLC, please let me know. I can run a video on that. It's going to be very dry, a bit like this video where it's just information right at you. It's because I had to learn so much, and it's really fun to be able to share that, because if anybody gets any whiff of a tip of this and starts their own investment journey, that would be amazing. I'd be so happy for you. But there are ways you can invest that don't require you to set up anything in the United States. These are the two other ways I also invest: the stock market. I'm not talking about buying individual shares and being a day trader. I'm more of the conservative Warren Buffett type that just wants to put my money in, set and forget, leave it in index funds. But if you go on the Australian Stock Exchange and you try to buy an index fund, such as Vanguard or VOO, that's the code that's used, each share is going to cost you over $500. What if you only got 10 cents or $5 and you just want to start? Well, this is where apps are going to save your life. You may have heard of an app called Robinhood. That's one of the most established platforms in the USA. Unfortunately, that app is not available in Australia like a lot of other USA apps, which are awesome for investing on the stock market. But a few years ago, I discovered an app called Raise. It's an Australian app. Now, this business is registered with ASIC, so it means they're not going to do a dodgy fly-by-nighter. They have to jump through various regulations and legal. You're not going to be stuffed around with some dodgy sideshow. So Raise. You open a portfolio of your choice on the platform. If you want to, say, invest in only clean energy investments, you can choose that. Or if you want to go hard for maximum growth, like what I love doing, you can go fully aggressive and set up your portfolio that way. It's your choice. Plus, you can just throw in $5. You don't need $1,000 to start, $500 to buy a share. You buy pieces of shares in the stock market. That's how it works. You link it up to your savings account. And how it works is, it uses your spare change. So for example, if you use your savings card, you go and buy a coffee for $3.50, it will round up your change to $4, take that 50 cents and automatically invest it into the stock market through your Raise app. So it's really set and forget. It helps you invest by taking your little bits of spare change, 10 cents here, 20 cents there. You can add more money at any point if you want. You can take out your money at any point that you want, but you don't want to do that because the whole point is you want to set, forget, and let it grow. Does the stock market go up and down? Yes, of course. I have not lost any money through Raise, and this app also gives you rewards for buying things online. For example, I can go onto Apple or Kathmandu or eBay, and every time I make a purchase on there and buy something at no additional cost to you, Raise will add money into your investment portfolio. I popped a link below to start your Raise account. If you choose to hit and sign up with that, you will get a free $5 at no cost to you. I will also get $5, so it's like love, sharing, caring. It used to be $10 reward, but it's been reduced. That was probably about a few years ago, but I hadn't signed up at that point. I'm like, damn it. So if you want to share it with your friends, you can create your own link as well, and then you'll get an additional $5 and they'll get $5. So it's a way of encouraging Australians to start using the money to invest in a portfolio. And thirdly, yourself. You are an asset. So every time you invest in yourself, in your learning, in your upskills, you're going to increase your value in the market. You're going to broaden your ability to bring in more money. There's so many times in your life you just don't know so much, and then you discover something, you're like, ah. So the more people that need your skill, the more opportunity you have to bring in more income. People usually want quick solutions. They don't care about your life story. They just want, tell me the answer, give me the solution. I developed skills as a voice actor specializing in video games, which is great, but that's also a career that is time exchanged for money. There's 24 hours in a day. There's only so much work I can do in that before, something breaks. But the second part to investing in yourself is that you can then, with those skills, create a system or an asset that then produces you more income. For example, I took all of the knowledge, the experience, about 10 years of understanding the video game and voice acting markets, all of those icky questions that people don't talk about, what to charge. I created all of that stuff, put it into and created an online course. That is an asset. I created a course because firstly, then I don't have to continually answer people's DMs asking, how do I get involved in video game voice acting? What do I charge? All of these questions are answered in the course, so it saves me time. But secondly, it's another small stream of income. Small is a good way to start with your online offerings, your products or your services, because I don't believe in going around ripping people off and making everybody a high ticket sale. Sometimes the right thing to do is to offer your products or services at a point which lowers the barrier to entry so you serve more people. Particularly in the upskilling field, if you have a skill and you can help somebody else learn a skill which helps them bring in more income, freaking do it. It's a disservice not to give your gifts. Right now, I think my course is on special for about $16, which is cheaper than the cost of lunch in Sydney. And that's for lifetime access, which is nuts because the course is run on a platform called Udemy. You may have heard of it. It's a worldwide online learning platform with so many courses. You can learn any skill you want. The wonderful thing about Udemy is it's free to host your course. You pay nothing to create your course. Like, it's insane. I popped a link to my video game voice acting course below as an example of what the course structure will look like. Maybe you want to model it. If you are interested, of course, in learning about video game voice acting, please take a look at that. It's really, really good. Just saying. You can also create assets like ebooks, PDFs, business templates do particularly well. Anything to help other people shorten the learning time gap is good. You can sell digital products like photographs or videos that you like to take. The beauty is you don't have to create these over and over again. I don't have to create my voiceover course over and over again to sell it. It's there. It sells in my sleep. People around the world are purchasing it. It's fantastic. So they're the three main financial growth vehicles that I've discovered that are working for me. If you have discovered your own investment vehicles, I'd love to hear about it. Share with our community. If you feel comfortable, please drop a comment below. We're all learning and this is life. We're never going to get to the finish line. It's like there's always something new to learn. I'm continually learning every day. I'm learning how to edit these videos better. Hope you found this video helpful. Please share if you think it'll be helpful to somebody else. Spread the love around, go forth and prosper, and I will see you in the next video.